What's up, y'all? It's BWADE. I'm going to hit you with 4 of my favorite WNBA picks for Tuesday's slate of games. As always, I walk you through that data and I'll kind of break down the analysis and explain to you why I decided to put my money on these picks and give you guys enough data and information so that you can decide whether you want to tail these picks or not. At the end of the day, it's always gambling, so bet responsibly. Never bet more than you can afford to lose, right? That's always the rule that my dad passed down to me, and I'll pass it to you guys. Looking at how we've been doing, so we're absolutely fucking cooking today right now. It's Monday. So WNBA, we've had 2 picks finish so far. One missed, the other hit. It looks like the Alicia Gray slip is going to cash, so everything looks good there. Looking at MLB, we already cashed one of our free YouTube slips that cashed early, easy cash, and then VIP, we've already cashed 2 DFS slips. We're 3-1 on VIP game picks. Look, I told you guys yesterday I owned it. We didn't have a great day. We'll bounce back. It's what we do, and we are bouncing the fuck back today. Everything is green right now, and it's only 10:30, so a ton of games, a ton of slips are still active, but we are up probably something like 7 or 8 units already on the night. So guys, if you want to jump in VIP and get all of this value, you're going to get the game picks, which are spreads, over-unders. You'll also get the money lines and all these additional DFS slips. There's 2 ways to jump in, and I already cut prices to $25 a week, right? The lowest they've ever been. It's summer. I want to get you guys in so you can start winning with us. If you lock in $25 a week now, you have that locked in all through football season when prices go back up. And when you sign up using code WNBA, you're going to get 80% off of that. You're going to pay $5 for a week of picks. You'll make that back in a day, guys. Try it out. You will not be disappointed. Or you can just sign up with one of these apps I tell you about in the video. Parlay Play, Sleeper, or any of the apps below in the description. Underdog, Betr, Dabble, Chalkboard, any of them. Sign up, use my promo code, make a deposit. It can be $5, it can be $1,000. I don't care. Send me a screenshot, I'll hook you up with that free week of VIP. I also give away an autographed jersey every month on this channel just to say thank you. And this month we're doing a signed Justin Jefferson jersey. So all you have to do to be entered is subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment. You do those 3 things, you will be entered to win a signed white Nike Justin Jefferson jersey. It's stitched, it's authenticated by Beckett. This is a dope jersey. I'm excited to be giving it away. So don't miss out. Make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment. Every single video that you comment on is an additional entry. Let's start getting into these picks though. So I'm starting out with Angel Reese over 13.5 rebounds. And there's 2 forces kind of at war in this one. So one is she's gone over this with an absurd amount over these last 5 games, averaging over 17 rebounds per game over the last 5. Now the other side of it is she's going up against Washington, who gives up the least rebounds to forwards, right? And so it's trying to decide between those 2. I'm taking the over here. Nobody's been able to hold her down. I mean, she went over against Atlanta with 19 rebounds, and they're ranked 2nd. Washington's not that much of a better rebounding team. When you look at her against them head-to-head, she only had 10 against them earlier this year. She had 2 games with 14 against them last year. And really, I just don't think there's anyone holding Angel Reese off the boards at this point. I mean, shit, she probably gets 6 or 7 of her own rebounds a game, so those are just freebies. And then when we look at her, like, away games, 4 of those games have been away, right? And she's averaging over 14 rebounds per game on the road. When you think about it, since she's 6-11 on the road, that means she's 1 for 6 at home. And she's averaging almost 3 or 4 more rebounds per game on the road than she is at home. You see it goes from 12.8 up to 14.2. It's just about a 1.5 rebound difference. So I love this one. I'm taking Angel Reese over 13.5. I think she just continues to, dominate the boards. Then I'm taking Sonia Citron over 13.5 points. She has continued to get better throughout the season. She was the 4th overall pick this year in the draft. I think 4th, maybe 3rd, but I think it was the 4th. So there's a few pieces here. She played Chicago here back in June and only had 13 points. So she just missed this one at 13.5. But since that game, the only team she's missed this against has been Minnesota, right? The number one defense in the W. They held her to 7 and they held her to 9. Other than that, she's went for 17 against Atlanta. She went for 27 against Dallas, went for 21 against the Aces, and then went for 22 against Dallas again. Chicago gives up the second most points in the WNBA to guards. I think she continues to feast here. Like I said, the only team that's held her down in these last 6 has been Minnesota. When you look at her field goal volume, the reason she didn't go over against Chicago was she only took 9 shots, right? Since that, she went 5 straight games averaging over 13 shots per game. And then this last game against Minnesota, she only went 3 for 7. But other than Minnesota, in these last 6, she's shot at least 40% or better from the field. She's taking 13 or more shots. I just think with the volume she's getting, the way she's continuing to play and get better, this soft Chicago defense is not holding her under 14 points again, so I'm taking her over 13.5. You'll see that slip on the screen here. We're getting just about 3x for this on Parlay Play. I love this app. Been using it the last 4 or 5 weeks. They get their lines up really early. They have great payouts, a ton of different stat categories, so different props you can play for each player, which for the WNBA you don't get a lot on some apps. You will on Parlay Play, so I really like it for that feature. And they have a great sign-up bonus. When you sign up using code BWADE, they're going to give you $5 for free. No deposit required. It's just $5 to try the app out, see if you like it. If you do decide to make a deposit, they're going to double that first deposit up to $100. So ideally, you can walk away with a $105 sign-up bonus. It's free money, and you get to take advantage of all the promos once you get on there. So check it out. Send me a screenshot of your deposit. I'll hook you up with that free week of VIP. You guys can be tailing all these picks I've been giving out. We have continued to cash today. And let me help you make money, right? That's what I do. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment so you get entered to win that signed Justin Jefferson jersey. Let's get into these next 2 picks. So I'm taking Jackie Young under 16.5 points. And there's a couple pieces on this one I want to point out to you guys. So first off, the Liberty, overall, their defense is pretty mediocre. They're giving up about 80 points per game, but they're holding guards to just about 40 points per game, which is 3rd best in the league. And then when we come down here and we look at, she's gone over this in 11 out of 8, no, she stayed under it in 11 out of 18 games, right? So 61% under rate. And when we look at her points per game, right, her points per game this season is 17. When we look at her away, it drops to under 12 points per game. She has gone under this in every single away game, and it's not just her. The Aces in general have kind of been dog shit this year on the road. I mean, you go across it, and they beat Connecticut. That's not much, but they got whooped by Indy. They beat Phoenix. They lost to Minnesota. They got whooped by Golden State. They beat Seattle. They lost to Seattle. They beat Connecticut, and then they lost to the Liberty, right? So, I mean, they beat Connecticut twice, and then they beat Phoenix in Seattle. They're, what? So I guess they're 4-5 on the road, but their losses have been absolute blowouts. And again, she hasn't covered this at all on the road this season. And in general, she's going up against a tough Liberty defense. I just don't see her getting over this number. When we look at the type of teams she's gone over against, there's only been one top 5 team that she's gone over this against. And it was Indiana, and she was at home for that one, right? Oh no, and Seattle. So Indiana and Seattle are the only 2 top 5 teams. Otherwise, it's been Connecticut ranked 13th, Dallas ranked 10th, the Sparks ranked 11th, the Sparks ranked 11th, and then Washington ranked 8th. So there's not been many good teams that she's been able to cook against. She's on the road here. I feel pretty good with this fade. And then maybe my favorite pick of the night, Sabrina Ionescu, over 4.5 rebounds. We actually took her this last game over 4.5, and she had 9 rebounds. I'm coming back to this one. So there's a few pieces I want to look at. First off, head-to-head, she had 7 rebounds against the Aces earlier this year. They were at home. It was actually the first game of the season. They were at home. She had 7 rebounds. She also had at least 5 rebounds in the last 3 games against them last season. Those were in the playoffs, right? She cooked against them on the boards. And then when we look at this season, she's gone over this in 5 out of the last 7 games. And when we look at her at home, their average overall is 4.4. At home, it goes up to 5.4. So she's getting an extra rebound per game at home. And the only 2 games where she's gone under this at home are against Connecticut, where she only played 19 minutes because they won by 48 points. And then against Chicago, where she only played 27 minutes because they won by 19. And they were up by even more than that, but Chicago made it close at the end in garbage time. So the only 2 games she's missed this at home have been blowouts where she didn't play her full allotment, she didn't play much, and it didn't really matter. If you take those 2 out of the average, her average would be closer to 7 rebounds per game at home. I love this one, especially considering that she's already been getting this at a pretty consistent rate against this Aces defense. Love Sabrina Ionescu over 4.5 rebounds. You'll see that slip on the screen here. We're getting 2.9x for this on Sleeper. I use Sleeper every single day because they get their lines up early. They have great payouts. It's a really clean and easy to use app. And they give us a bunch of promos. They give us discounted picks, profit boosts, protected picks, all that type of stuff. And when you sign up using code BWADE, they're going to double that first deposit up to $100 and give you a free pick. Y'all, these sign-up bonuses are free money. It's literally as easy as withdrawing $100 from a different app that you use, PrizePicks, whatever it is. Withdraw $100, put it on Parlay, Play, or Sleeper using code BWADE, and it just became $200. You got $100 risk-free. It's the easiest way to increase your bankroll. Do it. Send me a screenshot of that sign up and deposit. I'll hook you up with a free week as well. And we're going to start building that bankroll and making some real money, guys. I want to help you win. Look, even if you don't want to sign up with one of these 2 apps, there's another 4 in the description you can sign up on. And if you don't want to do that, you can always just use code WNBA in the checkout. You'll get 80% off, and it's going to cost you $5 for a week of picks. I want to help you guys win. Jump on the team, start cashing with us, and then don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment so you get entered to win that signed Justin Jefferson jersey. Appreciate you guys. Let's get some fucking bread.